All right, friends, we're back for a little more Talk Like an Expert. Today, we're going to take a look at this book, Castles. We're going to look and read it and find out what we can learn all about castles. But you have a job. I'll do the reading today, but I'm trying to remember to read like an expert. If you hear me and I don't sound like I'm reading like an expert, I want you to say, stop, 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 try again. Try saying that. Stop, 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 try again. Awesome. I need your help because sometimes I forget and I start to use a little voice that doesn't really sound like an expert. And I want to use my big expert voice when I'm reading a nonfiction book. All right, let's take a look over here and do some reading together. Castles. A first discovery book. Castles. Hundreds of years ago, in the Middle Ages, the nobles of Europe lived in large, well-protected castles. The castles were fortresses surrounded by high stone walls. When visitors wished to enter the castle, servants had to What? Oh, thank you. Thanks for the reminder. I'll try again. When visitors wished to enter the castle, servants had to lower a drawbridge and raise a heavy iron gate called a portcullis. That was a big fancy word, like an expert word. I'm not sure if I said it exactly right, but I did my best, and that's what experts do. Inside the castle walls, the people were safe. It was like a small town. The poultry yard, that's the chickens, was where the animals were kept. Ooh, look at this. The nobleman's family lived in a round tower called a keep. Soldiers, skilled workers, servants, and their families also had homes in the castle walls. There was no electricity, running water. Oh, right, talk like an expert. I keep forgetting. There was no electricity, running water, or heat. On cold nights, the whole family might sleep in one bed to keep warm. The bedrooms were decorated with beautiful tapestries. The gigantic stove ovens, fiery spits, and boiling cauldrons were going night and day. The kitchen was a busy place. Let's see if we can see that better. There we go. The servants prepared enough fish, meat, bread, and cheese for everyone in the castle. The people ate few vegetables. Lords and ladies from neighboring What? Oh, sorry about that. Lords and ladies from neighboring castles came to feast in the great hall. Jugglers and jesters made everyone laugh. But the most popular performers were the trained bears. Shocking. The knights were the soldiers of their day. They wore heavy armor made of iron. This is called a diagram. It tells us all the parts of their armor. I'm going to read it like an expert. Helmet, visor, shoulder plate, breastplate, elbow cap, gauntlet, cuirass, and shin guard. A knight's metal armor was lined with soft quilting to protect his skin. The armor was so heavy, a knight needed help to mount his horse. Knights often entertained the nobles with fighting contests called jousting tournaments. The horses were protected from the swords and lances by their own armor. Horses had to wear armor too? Ooh, that must have been heavy. Sometimes war broke out among the nobles. The enemy soldiers climbed great scaling ladders to leap over the castle walls. If the enemy succeeded in entering the castle, the soldiers fought hand to hand with shields, crossbows, swords, mace clubs, and axes. Some unlucky soldiers landed in the cold, dark dungeon below the floor. Today, many castles are left in ruins. That means they're falling apart because they're so old. But a few still exist. You can see suits of armor, weapons, and tapestries in museums, and you can read exciting books about the days of lords, ladies, and knights in shining armor. Well, friends, that was the book Castles. I love how you gave me reminders to talk like an expert because sometimes I forget that when I'm reading a nonfiction book that's teaching about the world, I always want to talk like I'm an expert. Good luck talking like an expert when you read your nonfiction books, friends. Bye-bye. Have fun reading.